Warm golden light filters through the windows, casting a soft glow over the refined antique table.
Miss, do you have a preference for how the gold leaf should be shaped for your 2 orders of caviar?
Yes. No golden leaf bits, please.
I hear a familiar voice behind me, and before I can even turn around, Rafayel has already slid into the seat across from me. He's grinning.
Sir, the edible gold leaf is the dish's signature touch.
Edible gold only makes food prettier, not better.
Unsure, the waiter looks at us. I nod. No gold leaf, please. Rafayel chuckles softly as he leans back in his chair and surveys the dishes before him.
Someone's in the mood for a fancy dinner.
I smile. It's not like this is the real world. Why shouldn't I treat myself? About a week ago, Rafayel and I stumbled upon a private movie theater during one of our walks. The sign at the entrance boasts about a unique next-generation cinematic experience, and our curiosity got the better of us. Rafayel tucked me down onto the plush sofa. Sitting next to each other, we decided to go with the owner's recommendations and watch the Skuldra. The story follows a great ocean liner as it strikes an iceberg. 2 lovers are torn apart, a rich woman and a penniless artist. The romance has earned its place among cinema's greatest classics. As the room went dark and the opening theme swelled, Rafayel handed me the popcorn bucket. But before I could grab a handful, buttery sweetness gave way to the salty tang of sea air. When my head clears, my palm is pressed against a cold metal rail, a boundless blue sea sprawls out before me. How did I get on a ship? I scan my surroundings, but there's no sign of Rafayel. I only see a flag with the words, "The Skuldra," rippling in the wind.
Miss, I'll have your luggage brought to your suite.
A middle-aged woman in a suit slightly bows before collecting 2 suitcases. She then walks toward the cabin. I look down. I'm wearing an intricate ornate dress. A glittering gemstone necklace rests against my neck. Am I inside the movie? A sudden gust snatches my head and it sails in an arc toward the lower deck. I peer over the edge to see the back of a familiar figure deftly grab the falling hat with a sweep of his paintbrush. Rafayel! Without thinking much, I hitch up my voluminous dress and dash toward the lower deck. Down several flights of stairs, over a threshold or 2, and through a door labeled Standard Class, I finally reach him. Rafayel, why are we on the ship? Rafayel quirks an eyebrow before revealing a courteous smile.
I'm a painter, miss. The kind that are a dime a dozen with nothing to their name. More importantly, we just met. What makes you think I know why you're on this ship?
Huh? Baffled, I gape at him. But we were watching a movie together a few seconds ago. Rafayel shakes his head. He looks genuinely puzzled.
I've been on the deck since this morning.
This isn't the time for jokes.
Miss, I'll be honest. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Mr. Rafayel, here's your delivery.
I turn my head to see a crew member cradling a package and waving at Rafayel. Judging by its shape, it looks like a painting. Rafayel extends the hat to me with refined politeness and offers a small smile.
I've got things to do and places to be, miss. Here's your hat. Try to hold on to it this time.
As Rafayel walks off without so much as glancing back, I finally realize that he has no idea who I am. After a week, Rafayel and I have somehow evolved from complete strangers to dining companions. The waiter arrives at our table with the final meal. Thin layers of fish fan out like flowers about to blossom.
Now here's some exquisite plating.
Rafayel reaches for his fork, but the waiter quickly adjusts the plate's position to stop him.
Good eye, sir. Our head chef designed this after traveling the globe. It was inspired by the ocean itself. The chef is also very particular about tank temperatures, ensuring every fish reaches you at peak freshness. The grouper is kept in waters at 22 degrees Celsius, while the lobster's tank is at 17 degrees Celsius. Please enjoy each layer on its own.
Raphael's gaze is on the seafood and he nods with faint seriousness. Then, without missing a beat, he spares every piece of fish on his fork and shoves the whole thing in his mouth.
Now they're safely stored in my stomach at a comfortable 37 degrees Celsius. Excuse me.
Yeah, Raphael will always be Raphael. It doesn't matter what world we're in. My laughter attracts the attention of Raphael and the waiter. As the waiter watches in disbelief, I mimic Raphael and devour the elegant dish in a single bite. You must be very busy. You don't need to walk us through the entire menu. The waiter gives a quiet nod and excuses himself. Raphael thoughtfully studies me.
You're not like the other hoity-toity socialites here.
Did it take you an entire week to notice? Your observation skills could use some work.
Don't underestimate me. That's hardly the only thing I've picked up on.
Raphael takes his time extracting the succulent lobster meat from its shell. Then he lifts it to my lips. Without thinking, I lean in and bite the food.
You're strangely relaxed when I'm around, and you know me like the back of your hand.
I hesitate. What I feel for him is more than just knowing him. But this Raphael doesn't remember anything from Lincoln City, so I can't just tell him the truth.
There's the fact that you knew my name when we first met.
Oh, I saw you at several art salons. Other people mentioned you before.
Sure. But how do you explain that you know my favorite dishes? You always order what I like.
You like what I ordered? What a coincidence. We must have the same preferences. Raphael keeps his eyes on his plate as he unhurriedly picks the bones from his fish.
You're not a very convincing liar.
Miss, that matter you asked me to look into.
Just as I'm struggling to figure out how to explain everything, or whether or not to explain anything at all, the housekeeper walks in and saves me.
I'll leave you to your business. Think I'll go chase the sunset now. See if it sparks any inspiration.
Raphael gives a quick nod and makes his way toward the deck.
The Skuldra doesn't allow passengers to disembark early, but I found a crew member who can arrange a private boat for us.
I exhale. That takes care of my biggest worry. The movie ends with the painter drowning in the ocean. I won't let Raphael meet the same fate.
When we're near the next port, we'll be able to get you off the ship.
The housekeeper excuses herself. I glance at Raphael, who's standing outside the dining room. He's lounging against the railing and waving a piece of bread at the hungry seagulls nearby. The sun is sinking toward the horizon. Dusk paints his shoulders red, its warm light dancing across his face. How am I supposed to bring this up with Raphael?
Well, someone's smitten with that little artist.
I turn to see Mrs. Baker, my neighbor from the next suite over. She eyes me with obvious amusement.
He's with you for every meal, and you just can't take your eyes off of him while he feeds the seagulls. Oh, I've been there, dear. Keeping a handsome face or two around when I was young.
This is getting absurd. I need to clear things up. It's not like that. The only reason I've been dining with him is because I want to invest in his art. The conviction in my eyes works. Mrs. Baker seems to believe that she did get it wrong.
But paintings don't make much money until after the artist dies.
Well, Raphael is not like them.
So, miss, you aren't just familiar with my tastes. You studied my paintings, too?
I didn't notice when Raphael slipped back into the dining room. He's standing right behind me.
Setting Sun Supper has earned its reputation for exquisite food and a breathtaking view. I appreciate the hospitality.
He presses a hand to his chest and elegantly bows to Mrs. Baker and me.
Well, I should get back to my canvas. Can't let my new investor down, can I?
The change in his tone is hard to ignore. I groan internally. He took it the wrong way. I don't have time to worry about how it might look. I rush after Raphael outside the dining room.
Use.
The path to the lower deck twists and turns, and it takes me longer than expected to reach the standard class area. By the time I make it to the passenger cabin, darkness has settled in. A cold wind swirls around me, making my dress flutter. I could have sworn Rafayel went this way. Where is he?
Why don't you ask him yourself?
From around the corner, a familiar figure emerges. Rafayel! Rafayel moves behind me to shield my body from the wind.
Word is, some distinguished lady came down here looking for someone, circling the deck like a lost sea turtle.
What if it wasn't me? Your efforts would have been wasted.
Post-dinner strolls are good for the stomach. What about you? What brings you all the way down here?
It's complicated, but there's something important I need to tell you. I take a deep breath to collect myself. I need to clear up that misunderstanding from earlier, but more importantly, I have to tell Rafayel about leaving the ship early. Rafayel turns slightly and offers his hand.
Let's get going.
To where?
My studio, obviously. We're gonna turn into icebergs if we keep standing here.
I nod and reach for his hand out of habit. What is it? That's when I notice how his arm is bent and how his palm is facing up. Oh, he was just showing me the direction.
Nothing. Let's go.
Rafayel takes my hand anyway. He called it a studio, but it's just a standard class cabin. It's not particularly roomy. To make space for his art supplies, he'd pushed all his furniture into a corner. The window seat facing the deck has been reserved for his easel. That's the spot with the best view. Painting while taking in the ocean view. How dreamy.
Not really. People keep gathering around here to gossip. It's impossible to paint with all the noise.
I reach for Raphael's hand and brush away the dried paint on his fingertips. I flash him a smile. I get it. You had to put down your brush and find me to get some peace. Raphael withdraws his hand, settles before his canvas, and begins to clean the dried paint from his brushes. I step behind Raphael to look at his work. A blazing sunset has bathed an entire hour in light. The deck, the sea, the distant city skyline are steeped in a dark vivid red. Where is this?
Dunno. It keeps appearing in my dreams, though. I just had to paint it.
Bold strokes of orange-red weave through the touches of dark violet. The sunset is like a beating heart. The water holds only soft ripples, yet I can sense an ocean breeze being lifted off the canvas and washing over me. It must be a beautiful dream. You like it. I can feel the longing in these brush strokes. Here and here. Raphael's gaze follows my fingers. He pauses a little, then puts away his brush.
When we first met, you asked why I was on this ship.
Yes?
I just found out that the place in my dreams is related to a legend, some lost civilization in the sea.
Lemuria? It slips out before I can catch myself. Raphael looks at me, surprised. I quickly explain myself. Well, aside from Atlantis, Lemuria is probably the most well-known lost ocean civilization. He stares into my eyes and doesn't speak for a while. Then he smiles and picks up where he left off as if nothing happened.
That's right. They say the ship passes through the waters where Lemuria vanished. I thought I'd see for myself. Perhaps I'll catch a glimpse of that sunset in my dreams.
You spend all that money on a ticket just to try your luck at sea? Raphael nods like it's the most obvious thing in the world. Honestly, I'm not even surprised. But then I remember I have to get him off the ship before it's too late. All I can do is hope that the Raphael in the movie isn't too obsessed with Lemuria. But a lot of places have beautiful sunsets. They're not that different, are they? Piano Arbor is nearby and it's a great spot too. Let's go there. I can get you an invitation to an art salon. There will be tons of renowned artists and—
What's so special about artists? I see one every morning in the mirror.
Raphael turns his head, retrieves his brush and refocuses on the canvas.
Your suggestions aren't unwelcome. I might visit when I'm in the mood. It's just that Every landscape is unique. The sunset I want to see might not be the same as yours.
He adds a delicate stroke to the ship's mast on the canvas.
I'd like to finish this painting before the ship reaches its destination, miss. If you don't mind.
I let the subject drop and settle beside Raphael in silence, watching him work. Occasionally, I hand him the colors he reaches for.
Picking out colors for me, watching me paint, trying to coax me into making friends with artists in some random salon. You're not actually thinking about becoming my patron, are you?
I was just saying that to distract that lady. Raphael stops painting. He glances at me with a hint of curiosity.
Was Raphael's not like them also part of your act to distract her?
No, I meant it. You are different.
Oh?
Raphael narrows his eyes and moves closer, staring at me. He keeps leaning in until his face is all I can see, then he stops.
Good. You're not lying this time.
Raphael gently tucks a strand of my hair behind my ear. In the darkness, his warm breath washes over me.
Do you dine with me because you want to see me every day?
I nod.
And how did you figure out my tastes and habits?
Perhaps afraid I'll try to dodge the question, Raphael closes the distance between us again.
Just so you know, no one's gonna interrupt us this time. And don't even try to use art salons and gossip as your excuses.
There's no escaping Raphael's gaze. I briefly close my eyes before opening them and forcing out an answer. I learned it from you. But he won't accept that easily either. He lowers his head and chuckles softly near my ear.
I ate the same amount from every dish. How did you know which ones are my favorites?
I have lost this round. You're too clever for your own good.
And you have plenty of secrets yourself.
Raphael withdraws his hands from my cheeks.
It's okay if you don't want to tell me. Give me a few more days, and I'll figure it out myself.
Then I'll start visiting you even when we aren't eating dinner.
My door's always open, assuming you aren't bored of me.
Raphael, you might not be aware of this, but it's hard to get bored of your face. In the days that follow and outside of our shared meals, I'd stop by Raphael's room in the standard cabin. Sometimes I help him choose colors, other times we talk and we share stories about his life in this world. Then the schooner nears the port we agreed to disembark at. Today, rather than visiting Raphael as I normally would, I joined the housekeeper to meet with the crew member and finalize our departure plans. I make sure they set aside extra space for Raphael. I want to take his sunset painting with us. With everything arranged, I walk over to the deck by myself while mulling over how to mention this to Raphael once more.
I thought something urgent came up, but I guess you just didn't want to see me.
I turn toward the voice. Raphael leans against the nearby railing, the ocean breeze sweeping his hair back to reveal his striking features. Of course I did. I was going to find you.
Then who was walking around in circles on the deck? She used the sea breeze as her comb and the floorboards as her shoe polish. You're a little liar. And to think I was going to show you something wonderful today, but clearly you're no longer interested.
Oh, I am! Let's go right now. Raphael crosses his arms and turns his back to me. He is purposefully avoiding my gaze.
It's too late.
I reach out and my hand moves past Raphael's coat to precisely tickle his side.
Hey!
What about now? Raphael whirls around, catches my mischievous hand and pins me against the railing.
How did you know that was my weak spot?
I had a hunch. Seeing that I'm not going to explain further, Raphael stops questioning and switches to negotiation.
We'll go, but no more tickles.
Raphael takes my hand and leads me to the standard cabin's deck, the one closest to the water. He stands at the edge of the walkway, leaning out. He softly begins to hum. I follow Raphael's gaze toward where the sea meets the sky. Suddenly, a column of water erupts from the surface. A whale! Raphael's humming trails off. He turns to me and reveals a satisfied, smug grin.
Ta-da! Isn't it impressive? I summoned it.
I can't help but laugh. Sea creatures really are the most intuitive. Even if Raphael is merely human in this movie, the whale still answers his call.
That's not even my best trick. La 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 la. La 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 la.
The languid melody becomes livelier. As the rhythm builds, more dark shapes rise to the surface like floating islands. One by one, black tail fins arc out of the water. Deep blue is broken into bursts of white sea spray. Oh, I have never seen this many whales together before. Eyeing me with curiosity, Raphael turns toward me.
You don't seem to be surprised.
I'd only be surprised if they didn't respond to a call anymore. But I play along anyway. I try my best to put on a surprised face. Of course I'm surprised. I've never heard of anyone who can call out to whales like that. Raphael pouts. He already noticed my lackluster performance, but he lets it slide.
I'm not sure why they answer me. When I first visited the ocean, the fish welcomed me immediately. They kept swimming into my palms. It's become more apparent once I got on this ship. Whenever I'm on deck, dolphins and whales draw near.
Raphael's words breathe life into memories I almost forgotten. Actually, I once rescued a baby blue whale. The poor thing got lost and beached. I guided it back to the water and used a whale whistle to say goodbye.
Your housekeeper said this was your first time at sea.
I wink at Raphael, reminiscing about our past. Just as you dream of legendary ports, I dream of unknown seas. In my dreams, I did more than rescue a baby blue whale. I've visited the Lemurian ruins you're fascinated with, and even met the sea god.
You said that like it actually happened. I'm almost starting to believe you.
Raphael hesitates and seems to recall something.
When you asked if I'd be willing to leave the ship early, was it also because of your dreams?
Yes. I dreamed the ship struck an iceberg and sank. It scared me. That's why I wanted us to leave before it happened.
Then we'll leave together.
What? I almost think I misheard him. Raphael looks at my incredulous expression and laughs.
Or maybe we can stay?
You can't back out now. You already said yes.
I have no intention of going back on my word. Why leave things to fate on the vast ocean when I could travel with someone who knows Lemuria? You even met the sea god in your dreams.
But didn't you say every scenery is one of a kind the other day?
The scenery may be irreplaceable, but what's truly unique are the feelings in those dreams. I've tried to preserve that feeling on the canvas, but I know something important is missing in those paintings. I was hoping I could find it on this ship.
Raphael gently smooths my tousled hair.
Now I'm starting to think that staying by your side is how I'll discover that final stroke.
The wind quiets down while the waves continue to lap against the ship. In the distance, white mist rises from the water and paints brilliant colors across the sunlight. But when I bring Raphael to meet the crew member I'd arranged things with, he apologizes profusely and says there's been an accident. Severe interference has disrupted the ship's radio. No matter how many times the crew member tries, he can't reach any private boats. Our goal of leaving early is suddenly obstructed. Back in Setting Sun's supper, the lavish dishes fail to whet my appetite. If we can't get off in time, what will happen to Raphael and me when the disaster plays out? Will we return to Lincoln City, or... A chocolate bar appears in front of me.
Better get some sugar in you before you faint.
I let Raphael slip the chocolate between my lips, but the sweetness does little to calm my nerves.
They say dreams are the opposite of reality. Maybe your dream is telling you the ship will dock safely.
Raphael, you don't really believe me, do you? About the ship hitting the iceberg tomorrow night? Forget it. I wouldn't believe me either. Raphael is quiet for a few seconds. Then he stands up and guides me toward my suite.
That's enough for today. Get some shut-eye. I'll handle the rest. Meet me below the crow's nest tomorrow night. You're here.
I tilt my head up and spot a man with tousled hair peeking out from the crow's nest. Why are you all the way up there?
I'm waiting for you to join me on an iceberg hunt.
Raphael gives the exquisite binoculars in his hand a little shake.
This will help us spot it before it's too late.
I slip through the hidden door Raphael left open for me. Inside the mast, there's a long ladder dangling from the crow's nest. I take off my heels, hitch my dress around my legs, and scale the ladder with ease. Just as my fingers grasp the ladder's edge, Raphael extends his hand and hoists me onto the crow's nest.
Not bad. Do you often climb around like this in your dreams?
I'm a deep space hunter in my dreams. A ladder like this is nothing. As I speak, a freezing wind hits me. I quickly hug myself to stay warm. Raphael settles down next to me. His warm arm wraps around my waist and pulls me close.
A hunter you may be, miss, but still watch out for the cold.
His deft fingers undo the knot at my legs, the dress unfurls to cover my bare feet. I shift slightly back and reach for the binoculars at his side.
They're the captain's personal binoculars. They'll help us find the iceberg sooner.
How did you get your hands on them?
I painted a portrait of the captain and his daughter. He loved it so much that he lent them to me.
Raphael, is there anything you can't do? Raphael traces the corner of my eye.
I can't defeat these dark circles. They are my arch nemesis. Which is why we need to find that iceberg fast, so you can get some real rest.
You actually believe me? Raphael takes the binoculars from me and sweeps his gaze across the waters ahead.
You're like an iceberg yourself. You're hiding secrets I have yet to discover. Who knows? We might unlock the mysteries of 2 icebergs in one shot tonight.
I lean my head against his shoulder and barely speak above a whisper. Actually, we have known each other for a long, long time. In the darkest hours of a still night, I reveal the secrets I've kept hidden. The waves are listening quietly. I talk about us, Lincoln City, and the movie The Scoldra. Silence stretches between us for a while, then Raphael slowly shakes his head.
I don't remember any of that.
Part of me expected this. Even so, I can hold back a quiet sigh. However, Raphael seems unperturbed. He raises his chin, signaling me to look at the bright night sky.
Did we watch the stars together in that world too?
Not always on a ship, but yes. We did a few times.
Think about it. The place where we watch the stars has changed, and even the sky above our heads might not be the same. But right now, as we speak, we're looking at them together. That hasn't changed.
He clasps my hand and presses it against his chest.
And we're facing the unknown together. It's no different from the 2 of us in that Lincoln City you described.
The last trace of uncertainty melts away. I rest my head against Raphael's shoulder again. Raphael holds my chin and gives me a skeptical look.
Wait, Are you disappointed because you only like me when I have those link-on memories?
My eyes widen as I stare at him. Of course not. Satisfaction dances across his gaze.
You answered that quickly. You must like the current me then.
What if I said yes?
There is no what if.
He leans in and gently kisses my forehead.
We'll always be attracted to each other.
Before midnight, Raphael sees the iceberg through the binoculars. We rush to wake the captain. The scroll reveres, of course, just in time. The crisis has been averted. Raphael and I return the binoculars and make our way back to his room.
I want to show you something.
He approaches the easel and removes the cloth. The canvas no longer holds just a blazing sunset. There are two silhouettes standing close together within its glow.
In that dream, besides the harbor and the sunset, someone was leaning against me. Whenever I woke up, I forgot what she looked like. It was as if an eraser removed every trace of her. But what you've seen and felt can't be erased so easily.
Raphael's gaze rests on the canvas as though he's lost in a dream he never wants to leave. If you can't remember anything, then how are you sure that person was me?
I'm not. When everyone boarded the school I noticed how you were all alone by the railing. You were looking at the ocean, lost in thought. But as soon as we locked eyes, the most brilliant smile appeared on your face. That's when I knew you were the one who saw the sunset with me. It couldn't be anyone else. This painting you're looking at isn't a scene from my dreams. It's what I want right now.
His gaze drifts from the canvas and rests on my face. I can see his steadfast certainty.
Will you help me make this dream a reality?
Of course, but just watching the sunset isn't enough for me. I step around the easel, close the distance between us, and hug his arm. I'm rich, remember? We can sail the 7 seas and find the legendary Lemuria.
What if luck isn't on our side and we get nothing?
There are no what ifs, and even then, I already have you. In the following days, the ocean gleams like sapphires beneath the bright sunlight while whales and dolphins frolic alongside the ship. Then one day, they disappear without a trace. Heavy clouds devour the sun, and the ocean's vibrant blue slowly gives way to a turbid, unsettling gray.
People always say the weather at sea is unpredictable. Now I finally get to see it firsthand.
Little did we know then that the sea had only begun to show its true, menacing face. In the afternoon, the wind grows fierce. Waves batter the ship as visibility steadily worsens. Loose items start skidding across the deck while crew members fight through the gale to hold everything down.
Come on, let me walk you back to your room. Something's not right with the waves.
I stand up, the restaurant doors swing open, crew members hurry past. On the lips is a single word: iceberg. A few seconds later, there's a deafening crash. The entire ship lurches violently. Raphael and I raise our heads at the same time to see an iceberg looming outside the window. Enormous slabs of ice crash onto the deck and explode into razor-sharp fragments, shattering the windows of settling sun supper. My heart freezes. All those strange occurrences make sense now. The housekeeper's sudden carelessness, the jammed radio signals, an iceberg we can't avoid. In the film, the painter met his end sinking beneath the waves with this very ship. Were our efforts all for nothing? In a few minutes after the schooner strikes the iceberg, the passengers still haven't fully comprehended how dire things have become yet. But they soon realize the horrible truth from the panic etched on the crew's faces. This mighty ship will sink. Under a suffocating sky with storm clouds, the schoolgirl's flag lies in tatters. There weren't enough lifeboats to begin with. Now half of them have been crushed by the iceberg. Things have somehow spiraled beyond even the disaster in the movie. A cold, relentless dread settles deep in my chest.
Raphael, was all of this my fault?
Papa steadies himself on the standing deck and takes my hand.
None of this is your fault. Knowing what lies ahead doesn't mean you're obligated to bear the burden alone.
What if you never had that dream? What if you never set foot on the ship?
Raphael sighs and gives me a playful pat on the head.
What are you even talking about? If I'd never gotten on this ship, I'd regret it for the rest of my life.
Panic footsteps and piercing screams swell around us like waves in a tempest. Rafayel has to shout to be heard above the pandemonium.
Stepping onto this ship and finding you was the greatest choice I've made in my life. Even if I'd known from the start how this would end, I'd make the same choice again. Every second I've spent with you has been worth it. I'm thankful for that.
I watch people scream, shout, and claw their way onto the lifeboats. If this is truly the end, then what kind of finale do I want? I hold onto Raphael's hand tightly.
Is this your answer? Then I'll never let go either, until the day we find each other again. That was close. Funny how the designer praised it as the ship's best scenic spot.
And once we escape, we will have plenty of time to take in the scenery.
You bet. Maybe we can... Watch out! I thought I could get you to a lifeboat. Sorry. The rest of this journey, you'll have to go on without me. You're more than capable. This won't be too hard for you, right?
Raphael, I'm not leaving you behind.
All right, then stay right here in my arms. Don't be afraid. Now, we'll never be cold again. If you don't wake up soon, the seagulls are gonna eat your bread.
Raphael? Why are we here?
You want to swim over to the next port? We're not fish, you know. We'll dock tomorrow, so where should we go first?
Huh? But the ship sank. And Raphael's wounds. There is nothing.
Eyes on the sunset, not me. Come here. I actually saved you the best spot. Pretty, ain't it? It's like a dream.
Is there anything you want to do before we wake up? I will stay with you.
We don't have much time, actually. All I want to do right now is watch the sunset with the most beautiful girl in the world.
At the end of the story, we finally see the truth of that beautiful dream. A blazing burst of beauty ignites the path we once traveled. Only by being within it do we realize this feeling is far more intense, far more fiery than what we experienced before the silver screen. Now, as the last glow of twilight fades and the world of the film draws its curtain, everything sinks with us into the deep sea. Yet the end of the story is not our destination. Tomorrow, when the sun rises from the horizon, it will shine upon a brand new sky. All that remains unfinished, all the buried regrets, will live on in reality in another form. The cruise ship slowly departs from the port and Lincoln City's silhouette gradually disappears beyond the horizon. The sky is clear and the entire deck is being baked under the blazing sun. I dip my calves into the swimming pool and savored its rare coolness. A figure glides toward me from the depths and Raphael's fingers curl around my ankle.
It's so hot. Why aren't you diving in?
He glides up effortlessly and leans against the edge of the pool. Water streams down his skin.
Oh, I get it. Someone got spooked by a movie and is now afraid of the water.
As if. Do you really think I'd let the movie get to me?
Then stop baking yourself like a sun-dried snack and get in. Water's waiting.
He loosens his grip on my ankle and reaches out and grabs my shoulder. I'm being dragged in before I realize it. I throw my arms out, Raphael and I fall into the water. Raphael laughs, droplets trickle down from his forehead and trace of fat down his cheeks before landing onto his chest.
In Lincoln City, you're a talented hunter blessed with evil. And me, a Lemurian, could never drown even if this ship split in half as we speak. That movie theater owner recommended the Schooldra to mess with me.
I look at Raphael's sulky face and can't help but laugh.
If I knew that special evil projector would literally pull us into the film, I definitely would have chosen a different one.
Remembering how the movie theater appeared out of thin air and vanished just as quickly, I hesitate.
Whatever. I still don't know what that place was. I won't let myself be dragged into another story without warning again.
The water ripples between us. Raphael's damp hands cradle my face.
It's okay. Our memories are part of what makes us who we are today. But stepping away from them once in a while and losing yourself in a new tale is also a unique experience. Besides, I believe that in every story, no matter how it begins or ends, I'll always choose you again and again.